Hi Bobcats, this is Ms. Lee, and today's video lesson is on dividing with mixed numbers. So in the previous video, we learned about the reciprocal and we learned how to divide fractions. Today, we're just going to take it a step further and add in mixed numbers. So the first thing you need to be able to do is to write the reciprocal of a mixed number. Okay, so we know that reciprocal is when you flip the fraction. Right? So in order to flip the fraction and write the reciprocal, it has to be in fraction form. And although a mixed number has a whole number and a fraction, it's not in fraction form alone. So we need to turn it into an improper fraction. And to do that, we multiply the denominator times the whole number, 9 times 3. We get 27, and then we add the numerator of 2, and we get 29. The denominator stays the same. So the reciprocal would be the improper fraction would be 29 ninths. Then to write the reciprocal, we flip it upside down and it becomes 9 over 29. So we just change the mixed number into an improper fraction and then we flip it. Okay, so let's use that to help us do some division. Okay, you want to rewrite your expression where all of your numbers are in fraction form. So I'm going to have to go ahead, this is my Texas backwards, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so this becomes 3/2. Divided by, and do the same thing for our second mixed number, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, the denominator stays the same. And then we talked about in our previous video, LCR. Those are the 3 letters to help us remember how to rewrite our division into a multiplication with the reciprocal problem. We leave the first fraction alone, it's going to stay 3/2. We change the division symbol into a multiplication symbol, and then we write the reciprocal of 9/4. We flip it upside down and we get 4 ninths. And now we're ready to multiply. We multiply our numerators, 3 times 4 is 12. We multiply the denominators, 2 times 9 is 18. And simplify. I see that I can divide both numerator and denominator by 6, and it's going to give me 2/3 as my simplified answer. Okay, so I'd like for you to pause the video, work the next 2 examples on your own, and come back and check your answer. Okay, let's see how you did. For the second problem, your answer was 12 1/4. Change that mixed number to an improper fraction. 10 times 4 is 40, plus 9 is 49. The denominator stays the same. Then you do your LCR, leave, change, reciprocal. Leave the first fraction alone, change the division to multiplication, and flip that last fraction, write the reciprocal. 2/5 becomes 5 over 2. And the last one, you had 2 mixed numbers, so 8 1/3 turns into 25/3 as an improper fraction. 2 1/2 turns into 5/2. Once everything is written in fraction form, then you can do your LCR. Leave the first fraction alone, change the symbol to multiplication, and the reciprocal of 5/2 is 2/5, and your answer would be 10/3 as a simplified improper fraction, changing it back to mixed number 3 1/3. If you got those wrong, pause the video, look at the work, and see if you can find where your mistake was. If you did good, then let's move on. Okay, now we're going to try a couple of word problems. Hank has a board that is 6 2/3 feet long. He cuts the board into equal pieces that are 5/6 foot long. How many 5/6 foot pieces can Henry cut from the board? Okay, so remember, we know this is division because that's what our topic is, fraction division. Okay, but you have to remember that division means that you're given a total and you're sharing it. Right? You're sharing it, you're putting it into groups, you're cutting it up like the board. So you always want to write your expression. And in the division expression, you write the dividend or the total amount first. What does he have? What is the total length of the board? It is 6 2/3. So that's your dividend. Then the second number in your division expression is your divisor. It tells you either how many groups, in this case, how many boards, or it tells you the size of the boards, which is what we know. We know that each piece that he cuts needs to be 5/6 of a foot. That is your divisor. First thing we need to do is put everything in fraction form. So I'm going to have to change this mixed number to an improper fraction. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Then the denominator stays the same, divided by 5/6. Now that I have that, I can do my LCR. Rewrite it into multiplication. Leave the first fraction alone. It's going to stay 20/3. Change the division to multiplication and write the reciprocal. Flip that last fraction. And now you're ready to multiply. Multiply your numerators, multiply your denominators. We can simplify. We can divide both by 5. And we get 24/3. Change that back into a mixed number. Divide it. How many 3s can you make out of 24? 8. So your answer would be 8 pieces. Let's check it. And that is correct. 8 pieces. Okay, one more. The area of a rectangular garden plot is 12 3/8 square meters. The width of the plot is 2 3/4. What is the height? So remember, we know what area is. Area is length times width, or base times height. This time, we know the width, but we don't know the length or the height. That's what we're looking for. We know the area. Okay, so instead of this being a multiplication problem, it's going to be a division problem. So you're going to take the total area, which it tells us is 12 3/8, and we're going to divide that by the dimension we know. We know the width, 2 3/4. So there's your expression. And now you're ready to solve it. Go ahead, pause the video, solve it, come back and check your answer. Okay, let's see how you did. Changing our mixed numbers to improper fractions, you get 99/8 divided by 11/4. Then we can go ahead and do our LCR, leave the first fraction, change the division to a multiplication symbol, and write the reciprocal of 11/4, flip it upside down, you get 4/11. Doing the math, multiplying the numerators and then multiplying the denominators, you get 99/22, and you can simplify this by dividing by 22, simplifying it meaning turning it into a mixed number by dividing by 22, and it gives you 4 wholes, 4 and 11/22, and you can simplify that fraction further by getting 4 1/2 meters. Checking your work, or checking our answer, 4 1/2 is correct. If you got it, awesome job. If not, pause the video, take a look at the work and see where you made your mistake. Great job, Bobcats.